Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, bringing you another cryptocurrency video, and in today's video I want to do a little bit of technical analysis on the Bitcoin chart and on cryptocurrency as a whole, because I think we are finally about to see a reversal of this downtrend that we've been in for a long time. So the first thing I want to point out is about a week ago, about 4 or 5 days ago, when we hit our bottom down here at 6,000, pretty much every single market lined up. As you can see as I scroll down here, basically every single market has a lineup. They all pretty much do the exact same thing where my cursor is. I can scroll down here until the end of the page. I can scroll down here 200 or 300 cryptocurrencies, and you're going to see the exact same thing happening. They all bottomed out at the exact same time. And normally, when you have every single coin in a market do that, that normally indicates that you're either at a very important point in the market, obviously, and it just so happens that this important point was a bottom. Now, this did happen a couple weeks ago when we pulled back to 9,000, that the exact same thing happened. That was just a climax where all of the coins and cryptocurrencies lined up, because it was a movement in cryptocurrency as a whole, not just Bitcoin. So that's something to point out. That normally indicates the bottom of a downtrend or the top of an uptrend. So that's it's good to see that. It's good to see the market line up like that. So let's get into the Bitcoin chart here. Bitcoin, the first thing I want to point out on the Bitcoin chart is that Bitcoin has finally made a three-touch bullish uptrend. So let's show you where those touches are. When we hit 3,000 and bounced off of it back here in, what was that, June? Yeah, in June we pulled back to 1,800, which was right here, 1,900 right here, which is the first touch on our trend line. After that we ran up to 5,000 and we pulled back to 3,000, which is the next touch. And if we pull that line out all the way to here, then that comes, oh, let me not move that. That comes and gives us support right here, which was our pullback. So that's a three-touch uptrend. Let's come down here to the hour, and I'm going to show you just how perfectly that matches up. It hit it perfectly. It bounced off of it perfectly. You could pull this up a little bit so that it matches the second one a little bit better. But it's a pretty not... I wish I would stop moving uptrends. There's so many lines on my chart. That's a pretty good uptrend that's going to definitely give us a lot of support for the long run. Let me go out here to the day and show you where that would point us to at the end of the year. So, I promise I'll stop moving the chart in just a second. So, if we were to follow this uptrend for the next 8 months till the end of the year, at the end of the year, that would have us with support at 12,500. So that's not a crazy uptrend, but that is enough to keep us making higher lows and higher high. Well, not higher highs, but keeping us making higher lows, so that we can actually continue the bull trend, the bull market that Bitcoin has been in for the last 2 years, which is that's a good thing. We want to stay above that trend line, because that's really one of the last trend lines holding us up. But speaking of trend lines, if we come in here to the hour chart, our bottom was right here at 6,000, and we've had a nice little higher high right here, or a high right here, and then we pulled back, touched right here. We had a higher high, hit right here, higher high, hit right here, higher high, hit right here. We have 4 touches on this nice little trend line, and if we pull this trend line out to where it would hit 10,000, it'd be right about, let's pull it out, it'd be right about here. So that would put us hitting 10,000 and getting back above 10,000 about a week from today. So if we do follow that, that would be very nice. Normally Bitcoin doesn't just continue doing exactly the same thing it's doing. It's probably going to break below this trend line based on how many bears are still in the market. But it is a nice trend line that we can hope to continue seeing as support rather than resistance in the long term. Another thing I want to point out here on the day, we finally had an oversold. We finally hit oversold. We finally crossed 30 on the RSI, which is what happens every time we have a major pullback. So the pullback to 1,800, we pulled back to 30 on the RSI. From the pullback from 5,000 to 3,000, we hit 30 on the RSI, and we finally actually hit that on the RSI this time. So that hasn't happened yet. We've just kind of been, the RSI has been going down and down and down a little bit, and it finally hit oversold. Finally, so that normally also indicates the bottom of a market. So I do think we've probably hit our the bottom of our market. Bitcoin has had a 70% retracement. That's the second largest retracement in the history of Bitcoin, and that's the largest retracement this quick in the history of Bitcoin. So we're definitely setting records here for how bearish we are, so hopefully we can have a nice little recovery from this. And if we do go back into bullish territory, we'll probably see an all-time high again by, it could be May or June. It could take a while. A lot of people are saying that they want to see all-time highs again by the end of March or in February. I just don't see it happening. I called for that earlier, but I didn't think we were going to break below this trend line when I said that. So, who knows? We might be there faster than we expect, but I think we're going to be seeing all-time highs again in the next couple of months. I think it's going to take some time. I want to show you something also. This isn't a cryptocurrency, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but it's just kind of funny because it's been in the news. The industrial average just crashed, and this market is starting to look a lot like a cryptocurrency market. The people up on the New York Stock Exchange are probably freaking out right now because they've never seen a 10% crash in the span of a week and a half. But another thing to point out, there you go. I don't know if you could hear that, but block was just mined. This is the number of unconfirmed transactions in Bitcoin, and this is the lowest this number has been in months. The number of unconfirmed transactions sitting in the mempool for Bitcoin was over 200,000, close to 300,000 a while back. The average fees were up above $50. Right now they're like $2 or $3. So that means that we're seeing a lot less volume in trading in cryptocurrency because the amount of space in the pool hasn't really changed all that much. Not a whole lot with the blockchains really changed that would cause this, other than the actual number of transactions going down. So that's not a good thing because that indicates that we're having less adoption for Bitcoin. But since this is hitting a bottom, then it makes trading easier. So if you're looking to move any Bitcoin, now's probably the time. Because the fees are very, very low, and you can easily get your transaction through probably without any fees at all. This is the lowest I've seen. I haven't seen it go down to 0, but I have seen it come down to about 6,000, so that's pretty nice. I think I saw it at 4,000 at one point. Also, another thing, we are still in a bear market with the overall cryptocurrency market. We had a high here in early January because of the altcoin run of $830 billion. We're sitting right around half that at $440 billion, a little over half that. So we've also seen a nice little correction here because the altcoins are rallying as Bitcoin starts to rally. So I do think we are going to see a bull run for Bitcoin and altcoins soon, but it could take time. We need time to actually build up our strength because the kind of runs that we've had, like, we're not going to see this happen. From 5,000 to 3,000, the run that we saw from here all the way up to 20,000, I don't think that's going to happen. That would see us going to 50,000 in the next 4 months. It's possible, I just don't foresee it because we're going to need to get some of these people that left Bitcoin because of this bear market back before that actually happens. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please think about leaving a like and subscribing to the channel because I put out all kinds of cryptocurrency content. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.